Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining Jess and I on this Mesopen Pro webinar. We are so excited to have you all on with us today. And before we start and get into it, Jess and I absolutely love interaction. We love questions. And really, this webinar was designed for you. So for our salon partners or for new clients that are maybe considering adding needling to their treatment menu or are just curious about the treatment itself and this pen, what our goal is from this session was that we want to obviously talk about the Mesopen Pro to you guys, but understand and answer all of your questions. So please feel free to type into our chat box any questions that you have, and Jess and I will make sure that they're all answered for you. And from this session, we hope that you walk away understanding what our Mesopen Pro point of difference is. So not just the pen, but how we deliver treatments and our results and what that point of difference is as well. We want you to be able to walk away with an understanding of how this pen and this treatment can really elevate your clients' results in the clinic. I am so excited to share with you some of our case studies and photos. And also we want to talk about, what can it do in terms of revenue and profit margins for your business? Needling in the industry, but especially Mesopen Pro, is a very high profitable and high value treatment that is also really affordable. So we're going to talk about all of that, what it can do for the business, but also how do we recommend this treatment to clients, and how do we convert a client that's maybe a typical facial client in the business, but they're ready for a little bit more, let's say, invasive or more advanced aesthetic treatments. So we're going to kind of show you how you do that with ease. And we're going to talk about upgrading it, our key selling points with this pen, but mostly our key points of difference. And then Jess is our head of education, and Jess is going to then take you on how do we, bring a client on a journey on whether it's treating pigment or anti-aging or rosacea, or whether it's just for wrinkles or collagen induction therapy. So that's kind of the purpose of this webinar, but we would love to hear your feedback and all of your questions. Please reach out and say hi, let us know where you're from. And also, I'll say this now, if anybody wants a little bit more information, our full information pack and pricing, please just let us know and we will reach out to you afterwards, and I'm happy to email all that through. But that's it. Without further ado, shall we get started, Jess?
Yes, definitely excited.
By the way, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Denise and I'm a Senior Business Development Manager here at PBS, and I kind of look after New South Wales with our gorgeous Anna. And Jess is our wonderful Head of Education. So Jess is responsible for all of our trainings and creating our beautiful online education modules, as well as our live webinars. So Jess, I suppose our mission at PBS has always been and will always be to enrich the lives of our partners through the power of skin health. And what a perfect device that we have that really helps working on skin health. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Mesopen Pro. So Mesopen Pro, obviously, it's a microneedling device, but it really is that next generation of skin needling. What our key kind of points with this is that we really want to hone in and focus on the key 3 points that me and Jess love about this pen, is that we see immediate and visible results. And that's what clients really care about. They want to see fast results and they want to see it yesterday, not now. But there is a little bit of anxiety out there around needling. So what we love about Mesopen Pro, and what our clients and our existing partners love, is that this pen it's a minimal pain and also less downtime with this skin needling device than we see with other traditional needling devices on the market. But we're going to show you and explain why we don't use numbing cream. And that's what gets me really excited, because We all know, even with therapists as well as clients, there is a bit of still anxiety or fear around skin needling. And we want to show you how you can treat the skin with minimal pain and minimal downtime. And also, we don't really like to use numbing cream here because we just find it's unnecessary all the time. So we're going to show you about that. And we think that's kind of some of the key things with this pen. So moving on, what are the unique treatment options that you can do with this pen? Because most traditional needling devices only do collagen induction, which is needling the skin, microneedling, creating the puncture wounds. But the best thing about Mesopen Pro is on your treatment menu, you can have 3 different treatment options. The first one is what we call traditional microneedling, or also referred to as collagen induction therapy, right? So you can do that with this pen. But the other cool thing is it has a second technology, which is called electroporation. Jess is going to talk more about what electroporation is and how it works. So you can do electroporation only with this pen, meaning no needling. Or my favorite thing about this pen is when we combine traditional collagen induction therapy, which is your mechanical microneedling, with the electroporation. And when we combine them together, we call that fractional mesotherapy. So we're using skin needling and electroporation combined. And that is really impressive with this pen. We see faster results because we're combining the 2 together. And we also see less downtime because of them 2 technologies. And Jess is going to explain later on how we do that. So Jess, do you want to talk a little bit about, I suppose, we know that with this treatment pen, we've got this new technology that most needling devices don't have, which is electroporation. Can you tell our audience a little bit about what that technology is?
Yes, definitely. So electroporation, I love this new technology because what we're using is an intermittent current, which is basically going into the skin and opens up that cell membrane and those cell walls. And if you can see in that little diagram there, it allows all of that product to basically penetrate deeper into there. So if we think we've got our little cell membrane here, so when we're putting that intermittent current over the top, that opens up and we increase the permeability in the skin. So we can then infuse products deeper where they actually need to work effectively than just sitting up on that epidermis. So we can do this, and if you see here in this picture, we've got our needle-free tip. So we can do electroporation on any skin type. So if there is a skin type that you want to basically infuse an active ingredient, but you can't needle it into the skin, then you can use this needle-free tip and then be able to still get those amazing effective results at delivering those actives deeper down into the skin. So think of that acne skin, think of that congested skin, think of that really inflamed skin that we really want to work on, but we can't with our traditional needling devices. If you combine that with our normal CIT and our normal wound healing and needling, so we are creating that micro wound and that channel through the needle, then we're increasing that permeability in the skin and pushing those actives deeper down. It becomes a game changer. We can get those fantastic, quicker, faster results for our clients with combining the 2 together. And the thing that I love about it as well is you don't need to needle as deep as you would with a traditional needling device, because you're increasing that permeability and making those results far superior than just a normal wound can go. So as soon as you pass back over that skin, we've closed open those channels, so you're not got any open channels left open. You don't have to worry about any return pads or anything like that as well. And it's a completely comfortable treatment, so there's no pain involved. That's why I love it, Denise.
Yeah, no, that was so beautifully explained. Thank you, Jess. There's another kind of great tip for salons with this is electroporation can also, because the traditional things that I trained with, Jess, and I know we're in the industry quite a while, like the original forms of galvanic and ultrasound and all of that, you know, you had to only use it on a product that was low molecular weight and water soluble. But I think one of the best things about this electroporation technology is that if you have this pen, you can also use it with any other product that's oil soluble or water soluble, right? So you don't have to be so nervous about, oh, can I use it with this mask or can I use it with this serum? You can actually use it with any product to push that product further down. So let's say our our girls have got a facial booked in, it's not a needling treatment, and the client is more concerned with that eye area being more dehydrated, because as we know, the eye gets dehydrated, or any area, they can just pull this pen out, stick on that needle-free mesotherapy tip, and go around that eye area with an eye cream, or with an eye mask, or with a sheet mask. And that's what's really awesome about this, is that you can upgrade any skin treatment with the electroporation. It doesn't have to be just needling, right?
100%. And I've seen fantastic results with just electroporating hyaluronic acid even into the skin, and seeing how plump and hydrated and glowing that skin is just by that simple, quick one pass of that. It is truly changing those results for our clients and increasing our effectiveness of all of our treatments.
Great. Right. So we're going to kind of step you through why Mesopen Pro over other traditional devices. We know that, again, we can combine the benefits of traditional microneedling with the benefits of electroporation, and that actually increases traditional collagen induction by several 100%. The results are increased by several 100%. Saying that out loud sounds crazy, but also the downtime is less than traditional collagen induction. So this is the latest in microneedling technology. We combine both mechanical, the chemical, and the delivery through that unique combination of microneedling with electroporation. Yes, we're doing collagen induction therapy, which is that controlled wound healing. We're also increasing, like Jess said, that trans-epidermal penetration of active ingredients. So we're pushing them really great ingredients into the skin so that they're where they need to be, really. And typically we want to push into the site of pathology where the skin needs it the most. And it also makes sterile topicals more effective, this pen. So it's quite unique that way. Now, Jess, let's talk about elevating the treatment options with Mesopen Pro, because it is that next generation of technology. And I suppose we really, if I could have one wish that it would be for all clients, would be that to remove anxiety and fear around skin needling. And that, I think, if I had one thing for salons that are maybe typical beauty salons that are looking at introducing a new device that's going to get you great results, needling has to be it. Like, if you could have one thing for the future, what would it be for me? Needling and LED, for sure. It is so good at strengthening that skin. And you don't have to do aggressive collagen induction therapy to treat the skin with Mesopen. You can treat lots of mild conditions as well, and we're going to show you how to do that. But moving on, Jess, through, I suppose, what are the challenges? Because with needling, there are challenges that sometimes salons face when introducing it. There's things, you know, I suppose, and I'd love to hear from people here that maybe don't already offer needling. What would be your challenge in introducing a needling device? Sometimes there's a little anxiety or fear around it because it's needles. So some people have a fear of needles. And then clients, what's the challenge with, what do you think the challenge might be when recommending clients? I suppose me and Jess's job is to really talk about that, and understanding and getting you guys to understanding the word needling. Yeah, we prefer the word. I just saw a comment using the word needling and promoting the treatment. Exactly. Which we don't really use needling, do we, Jess? We use collagen induction therapy. But typically when we're creating treatments, we'll say an anti-aging program or an anti-aging journey. So we'll teach you all that language really easily, but we don't use the word needling. We use things like fractional mesotherapy when we're using electroporation. We'll use collagen induction therapy when we're using needling. But I suppose there are challenges, but we're going to show you how to really kind of take control of that. And we really want you to see this device and pen as a treatment that can be utilized and used on 99% of clients that walk through that door. There's a huge return on investment with a pen that can offer more than just collagen induction therapy. So you get great revenue in return from a pen that has that 3 treatment option in there, especially for them clients that maybe are just not quite ready or their skin's not healthy enough for needling. Jess, what do we think clients want? You know, me and Jess love podcasts. We watch podcasts a lot. And I don't know if any of you have listened to Mark Cuban. He's a remarkable man. He's a great entrepreneur. But one of his, on his podcast that I was watching earlier this year, he was talking about what is the client looking for in 2024 and beyond. And our salon partners are our clients. and obviously you have your own clients, the consumers, but what are they looking for? It's really simple. It's just they need to trust you, the therapist. They need to trust in the treatment that we're offering is safe and effective, and they need to trust that they're going to get great results. And I feel like Mesopen Pro can really deliver on all of them things because it's a high value treatment that offers great return on investment for our partners. It also is TGA approved. Our cartridges are dual purpose. They're TGA approved. And the results are really instantaneous. So let's kind of dive into it a bit more, Jess. Let's talk about that. So how do we build trust in a Mesopen Pro treatment with clients? We don't use numbing cream. We don't train with numbing cream. We don't have to with this pen because it's typically, we're all about being progressive, not aggressive with our treatments. And we see better results how we treat that way. We believe in putting the client's comfort first. So minimal pain, minimal downtime. And Jess, moving on, I'm going to get you to kind of step us through a little bit more on, I mean, we want to focus on how do we get that quicker, affordable results, the faster result with Mesopen versus a traditional device. Our treatment times, this is what I love, are as short as 15 minutes. I mean, when you get the hang of this device, Jess, you can probably needle the skin in 5 to 7 minutes. It is super quick. And I even love just doing a little bit around the eyes, 3 to 5 minutes. So treatment times are quick. There's that little slight discomfort for a very short period of time, but the outcome and the result far outweighs that little discomfort, doesn't it?
100%.
It is, I feel like this pen, and you're going to show us this in a bit, but how accurate our needle depth is. From my personal experience, I've used other devices where they would catch or drag on the skin. I feel like Mesopen Pro glides beautifully, very true calibration on our needle depth. Concentrated head means that we can treat the really small areas of the face. Sometimes we'll just do an eye treatment, but you can also treat the body areas too. I love doing stretch marks and cellulite areas with this pen. But Jess, tell us a little bit more. I know for us, we don't like using numbing cream. We don't like using numbing cream for a few reasons, but could you maybe talk a little bit more on, what's your take on why we don't need numbing cream? And
Sure. So definitely for a few reasons, we don't use numbing cream because we don't need to. That's simply the main reason. You don't need to with this device because it is a comfortable device. The heads are completely calibrated as well. So when we have that true oscillation speed or the oscillation power, we can adjust not only the power, but we can also adjust the oscillation itself as well. We've got that real accuracy of that depth. So when we are doing the treatment, you're not getting that pounding on the skin, which is causing the bruising, which is causing the dragging, which is causing that tissue tear and damage. It's truly calibrated. So you'll find that needle glides effortlessly across the skin and giving those precise wounds without all that trauma to the skin. And I know we've done lots of testing in here and we've done against other devices as well and seen that when we've tested against them, you can see a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, a lot of bruising, a lot of swelling in other devices for sometimes up to 24 hours afterwards. And that pain and that stress on the skin stays around for a long time. But because we have that really precise calibrated machine that doesn't catch, we do not get that. And we can get really comfortable treatments. We can then elevate from low electroporation to high electroporation to low power to high power to whatever we need to for our clients, not only skin condition, but their current skin level of where they're at as well. We can really customize that and get those maximum results without any numbing required. And you'll find that your clients won't even need it. They won't even go, okay, I need to be numbed. Once you try it, you'll understand as well. Do you have anything to add, Denise?
I suppose I don't like we're using numbing cream also because I don't think the results you get are the same. You know, it restricts the blood flow. So typically the overall result is never going to be as good because we're restricting blood and we want that blood, right? We want all the nutrients. So that's the other reason why I'm glad we don't need to use numbing cream. The biggest thing is less client adverse reaction because we know a lot of people have allergic reactions to numbing cream. So for me, it's just like, it's a less hassle. And also, you're relying on the client to do a good job with applying that numbing cream. You know, they get it in their eyes, they get it in their mouth, and it also makes for a longer time in the salon. So it can affect your typical return on investment sometimes if a client has to sit on a bed with a numbing cream on for 30 to 45 minutes before you can needle her. Or, you know, some people aren't as lucky and they have big waiting areas and they can leave clients in there. So that's also a thing. And if you can have a client, so there's many reasons why numbing cream is, for me, not my first choice. Now, I will say this for people that are experienced in needling out there: when you have clients that might have a lot of scar tissue or a lot of deep issues where you've got to break down a lot of tissue, then it's okay. Numbing creams, you know, can be used. So we're not saying you can't use it, but we will train you on when it's appropriate and when it's not necessary. But I love that we don't lead with numbing cream. We don't need to. It's very comfortable treating. And that kind of brings us on to that next slide, Jess, where, you know, we really talk about, and I think it's the next one again, Jess, slide. Yeah, that's right. So minimal pain. We talk about this treatment being so comfortable. You know, when the treatment is comfortable, your clients are going to be more happy to have repeat bookings. And that's the key with needling. Typically, we do want to treat the clients every 2 or 4 weeks. We like to treat every 2 weeks when we do fractional meso because we don't cause that much trauma. So even with other devices, Jess, it's every 4 weeks typically you see them doing their rebookings. But with Mesopen, we kind of typically we can do every 2 weeks. So I feel because it's more comfortable, you'll see repeat bookings more, and clients are going to typically recommend it to their friends more. They're not going to be like, oh my God, you know, you want them to look forward to the next treatment typically. So, I think because it's a more comfortable pen to use, there's less anxiety and fear around. So it's a far more enjoyable experience. But yeah, Jess, I know the next thing we talk about often is that downtime. Talk us through why we have that faster recovery with Mesopen as well, because this is one of my favorite things.
So there's a few reasons why we have faster recovery. So one being that we are not causing all that trauma to the skin. So because we're truly calibrated and we're not getting that catching and we're doing that really nice glide, we're not causing all that excess bruising, tissue damage that is going to take that longer time to heal. So because we're being kinder to the skin and being more gentle on the skin and keeping that skin barrier in mind, which is really important. We don't want to have this beautiful collagen induction and create these micro wounds, but then destroy the skin barrier in the process. So we're really making sure that that skin barrier is still nice and maintained at all times. Therefore, we have less tissue recovery because we don't have all that trauma to heal as well at the same time and that bruising. But because we also, the other reason is when we are using our device, and if we do also combine it with electroporation or even by itself, we don't have to go as deep. And that's really something that's important, because I know a lot of people think you have to go to 1, you have to go to 1.5 just to get that result. We need to see blood. We need to see more trauma. The more blood, the better. And that is not the case. You'll notice that a lot of people are moving away from all that excess blood and excess trauma, because as long as you have created a micro wound, you have done your job. The other important thing is knowing your target, because some people just want to go deep, but their target is not deep. Their target's actually quite shallow. So know your target zone and you'll work in that zone. If you do also combine it with the electroporation, yes, you've got that micro wound, but then that electroporation is going to go deeper anyway. So you don't have to create that really deep channel. So you can do this. If you're just doing electroporation, you can do it weekly. Weekly is perfect because you're not creating any trauma on the skin. But if you are combining it with the needling and the electroporation together, every 2 weeks is beautiful to get those fantastic results. And we can get them quicker and faster for our clients as well, and quicker healing time, which is amazing.
And people don't want to be traumatized after a needling and having to wait 4 weeks to recover. Then treatments, I feel like, are unnecessary. And from my experience and from talking to my existing salon partners that are really experienced with, you know, needling and have been doing it for 5 to 10 years, they say that often when you go deep too hard, Jess, right, you still don't get great collagen induction therapy, because if that that skin's already unhealthy, right? Or you've traumatized it too much. It often doesn't produce as much collagen as you need it to. So sometimes what we like, well, I know, Jess, I listen to you training Mesopen all day because I just love listening to how you train it. But I think one of the best things that you taught me with this is it's about building the strength and resilience in the skin, you know, and over time, so that you kind of, you know, each treatment you find that the client has less and less discomfort because their skin's getting thicker and stronger. And so it's easy to bring your client on a journey when you're not over traumatizing them in the beginning. And for the salons, what we want to see is a high return on investment for, you know, for a really high valuable payoff with Mesopen. It's about increasing your frequency of visit and building a long-term lasting relationship with your client. And I feel like Mesopen really helps with that because of that less downtime and less trauma. So 3 biggest tips when recommending Mesopen. Again, we talk about minimal pain. We talk about less downtime during traditional needling devices. It's affordable. It's quicker treatments and faster results with our pen. Jess, I suppose I know we're going to go into this in a little bit more detail, but I want people to know that you don't have to book in a full needling session to use this pen. It can be added and upgraded onto any skin treatment. And that's what's unique about this too, right? You know, how do we just an eye, do a neck treatment, and a deck, you know, there's so much you can do with this type of a pen, which I love. So Jess, going into who is this treatment really for? This is what we want to say to you. It is great for about 99% of clients that walk through that door because you've got your needle-free option with our electroporation tip. And then you've got obviously our dual purpose cartridges that can do collagen induction therapy and also fractional meso where we combine electroporation together. But who is the perfect client for this pen? It is somebody that typically has all problems and all skin types. So you can treat a Fitzpatrick 1 to 6. So you don't have to worry about your high Fitzpatricks with this pen. Clients that worry about sun damage and any hyperpigmentation issues, including melasma and hormonal pigment. Anyone that's worried about skin laxity, uneven skin tone, big and large pores, acne, scarring, it's so good on scarring. Onset aging and rosacea and telangiectasia. And I'm speaking from someone that has that myself. And I feel like personally needling saved my skin when my rosacea triggered when I was pregnant with my son, Jack, 3 years ago. I got the worst rosacea and telangiectasia and redness, and LED and needling was the key. If I could get every 20-year-old to start needling their skin in their early to mid-20s, it is one of the best prevention for aging as well, and for keeping that skin strong, and just gentle needling, right, Jess? We need to go 100%. Deep. So good. So think about them clients. Like everybody has them type of clients in the business. Everybody has clients that want really fast results with treatments that aren't really high priced and there's no downtime. We also want to know alternative to ablative lasers treatments, especially for our hormonal clients that have melasma. We can't do any heat treatments on them. So that rules out the use of IPL and laser, but they're still perfect for needling. So think about that as well. There are things you can treat with needling that you can't treat with other resurfacing treatments. And also, it is virtually a painless and a very affordable treatment for clients. So Jess, there's very little you can't do with this pen, but I think the things that it does so well for me is scarring, pigment, aging, lines, wrinkles, acne, but also just congestion. Now, most people would say, you can't needle an acneic skin. Well, guess what? You can with this pen because you've got our needle-free tip too. So we would tip, and you're going to talk about it, Jess. I'm going to let you talk about this because this is what you do the best. Tell us how we do it.
Perfect. So we're going to break down all of these skin conditions, what we can treat, what we can't treat. There's a few more that we're going to talk about as well that I don't have on this slide. And then we're really going to have a look at some great case studies and results from our clients that have used our pen and got phenomenal results. So let's just talk you through this, because I know everyone thinks it's just for aging. And yes, it does do aging, but it does so much more. So let's have a look at scarring. So when we have a look at scarring, there are so many different types of acne scars, pitted scars, hypertrophic scars, surgical scars, stretch marks, so many different things that come through our doors, and we're like, oh, I don't think I can really treat it, or I don't have the right tool to treat it with. But with our Mesopen Pro, you have that ability to treat all of this. The only scar we wouldn't treat is a keloid scar. Otherwise, you can get phenomenal results in treating with our pen. So we're going to be able to soften that scar tissue. We're going to get faster healing. We're going to be able to smooth and soften that skin texture because we're producing that new healthy skin tissues. And we're also going to reduce any PIH in the skin, any uneven skin tone. We're going to balance that out as well. So we're going to get really fantastic results of breaking up that scar, but then producing that beautiful new healthy collagen and tissue surrounding cells to give it that virtually, you'll see in the case studies, they're virtually gone, which is fantastic. If we look at pigmentation and sun damage, now I know this is a big one. This comes through your doors on a daily basis. Everyone has got pigmentation and sun damage. We live in Australia. So we want to make sure that we are treating these clients, and we can treat all levels of sun damage, all levels of pigmentation. Those melasma clients that you have to turn away because you can't use a heat-based treatment, or maybe you have not gotten your results with what you have done, maybe in terms of peels or facials or things like that, and you need to take it to that next level and get those results. Melasma works so well with needling. So it's like the best treatment you could do for a melasma client. So definitely, and if you're partnering, which we'll touch on a little bit later, if you're partnering with a mesotherapy product that you can needle into the skin that targets that as well, that's going to elevate your treatment options even more. So we're going to be able to help break up that current pigment into the skin. So you will see that break up. We're going to help to produce new healthy cells, which have got a controlled level of pigmentation in there and level of melanocytes. And we're going to get more brighter, glowing, luminous skin. We're going to improve the skin texture as well on there. If we're looking at aging, so aging comes in so many different levels. We've got mild, we've got moderate, and we've got severe. So you will see all of these levels come through, and how you treat each one is actually going to be different. If you've got a really mild or age prevention, you don't have to go as aggressive. You might just stay at 0.4 or 0.5 needle depth and just really help to stimulate new cell growth. But if we've got a really advanced aging, and we've got maybe a really deep static wrinkle, we can actually do a little bit more work on that area. We could potentially stamp it, do a few circles through there, go a slightly deeper needle depth as well, and really kickstart that new collagen induction as well. We're also going to be increasing hyaluronic acid, so we're getting that more moisture through the skin. We're going to get more volume. We're going to get plumpness. We're going to get hydration. So we're going to get firmer, younger, plumper, tighter skin, and we're going to get those amazing results on no matter what we're doing. Great around that eye area, around those hard to reach areas. So you can do all over, but then you can target zones and go back and spot treat over those areas too. Now, I know Denise loves this, and I do use it as well for my vessels. I get a lot of vessels through my nose and my cheeks, but we can do rosacea and telangiectasia. So, and I know this is another thing where we're like, really doing this with needling, and they kind of a bit scared off it. If it is completely something that is flared up and aggravated and you can't touch them with a needle, that's fine, because you can do needle free, and we can then infuse that the products into the skin and calm down that redness, calm down that inflammation, start to strengthen, get that barrier repaired first with our electroporation tip, and then we can introduce the needles and then work on those vessels and capillary walls. So what we are going to do is we're actually going to help to strengthen all of that connective tissue. We're going to help to strengthen those capillary walls as well, and we're going to help to diffuse that redness. That collagen is going to be stimulated as well, and we're going to help to improve the appearance of the rosacea and the telangiectasia. Also poplioderma savat, that's another little tricky one, because sometimes that's a mix of vessels and pigment. So we're going to do both together. and really help to break that down, especially through that neckline through there. A great one to be able to do for your clients. Again, we can do a mix of the electroporation, the needling separately or together at the same time to get those faster results. The other one I love is acne, because I feel like acne and congestion, oily skin, open pores, all of this is kind of like, really, you're going to use a needling with this? But if we have pustular acne, definitely we are not going to needle it, because we don't want to spread that bacteria anywhere else. But what we can do is we can use our electroporation tip, our needle-free tip, and we are going to be able to infuse all of those actives into the skin to help reduce that P. acne bacteria count, to help calm that inflammation and get rid of all of that congestion or that acne pustules, and then we can needle. But if we have just congestion, it might be some open and closed comedones, it might be some blackheads, you can still needle all around it. And if they have one pimple, just go around that area and then to put your electroporation tip on at the end and just go over it. But what we're going to help to do is we're going to help to free up all of that congestion. We're going to allow it to come out easier. We're going to help to regulate that oil flow, which is really important. Regulating that oil flow is going to help then with the rest of it all being congested and clogged. Because we are tightening and we are increasing collagen in the skin and we're creating those micro wounds, we're actually going to tighten and help to close those pores. So we're going to help to reduce that pore size on that skin, and it's going to be just this more even finish on the skin, but also scarring. You're doing that double edge. We're going to get that reducing that with stimulating that collagen, bringing that new healthy skin up to the surface, and we're going to get this beautiful even skin tone at the end, which is amazing. So just remember, it does tick a lot of those boxes. It does go across all of those different skin types and concerns and conditions. I don't think there's one there that we couldn't treat in clinic, which is amazing.
I mean, and one we don't talk about all the time, but is that typical dry, like that dry skin, that thickened skin, the dull skin. Like they might not have any major concerns, but it is so good because not only are we getting collagen, we're stimulating gag stimulation, so our natural production of hyaluronic acid. So you just see this beautiful plump height, even for hydration alone. I think needling is awesome.
Yes.
And it's not utilized enough for that purpose. It really isn't. Jess, me and you are a huge fan of combination treatments as well. So, and that's what we do in our training too, Jess. And we'll talk about training at the end in a bit more detail. I know we hadn't planned to kind of go into that today, but there's probably people here watching this thinking, oh, needling might be the perfect add-on or device for my salon, and I want to really explain to them how we train it and what our training options are, but we'll cover that in the end because we kind of have three kind of levels and categories to our training, but we do in-depth training on that, and we can teach you how to do combination treatments in the clinic, like whether it's treating acne with LED and needling or treating acne with a peel and needling. So we do all of that, but yeah, Jess, let's talk about maximizing these results, because what I love about PBS is we're not all about pushing product on top of somebody that doesn't want it. So if you came to us and you were like, I really want Mesopen Pro, you have an option to take Mesopen Pro on its own with no product and use a conservative or needling treatment or a product that's suitable for needling. However, for those of you out there that want to really elevate their results and also maybe really offer fractional therapy with the electroporation, you need a sterile cocktail, right, Jess? You can't, because the risk of infection can be greater when you're electroporating and needling simultaneously. So you have to be able to offer a sterile cocktail. So we have packages available where we incorporate a sterile cocktail, and we call that product Fusion Mesotherapy. It's a game changer. I'm not going to talk too much about it today, but for any of those of you want more information, we do use Fusion, and that's basically a mesotherapy product. Just tell us just a quick intro, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, so I just wanted, before I spoke about this, I just want to go back over what Denise just said. So it is so important that not only just if we're using electroporation, but if we're just doing needling, straight collagen induction therapy and just needling treatments, you want to make sure it is sterile. So if you are injecting something that is not sterile and is oil soluble as well, what you can do is you can cause a lot of bacteria in that skin. You can get it can cause so much damage in their little nodules, all sorts of things. And I have seen so many people come through and go, I had a needling treatment done. What do I do? This is what I'm left with. And you kind of have to really go back into repair mode. So just with any needling device, a sterile cocktail is so important just to really minimize risks and maximize results. So that is one of the reasons why we did decide to partner with Fusion. We wanted to be able to say, okay, we have something that we can offer you. And we were really like, we know it is not going to compromise you with any of your results or any issues with your clients. So they're basically individual cocktail sterile vials, and they are of the highest pharmaceutical quality. So they are premium and they will get you those results. So there is one for every skin type and condition, full of actives, but they have been designed to be needled in. So you know that you do not have to worry about, is this safe? Can I use this? It was created to be needled into the skin. So you're really going to get that real safe. We're not got any compromising. That efficacy is there with every single vial. But like Denise said, we're not going to go over it too much today. If you want to know more, let us know and we'll send you some more information on it.
But I will say this, wowzer. Fusion,
Yes.
especially their FHA, what I love about it, because it's the same cross-linked hyaluronic acid that you can inject in filler. So the quality of that product is it's unbelievable. Right, moving on. Jess, let's really get into Jess and I love nothing more than building client journeys within the salon. And what do we mean about a client journey? So it can be somebody comes to you and they're worried about their lines or their wrinkles, but we're really good at helping you understand how to bring them on that journey with Mesopen. Like, how do we treat a client with Mesopen over 3 months? What might that look like? How many treatments might they need? And so let's get right into it, Jess, because it's just, I love our journeys with Mesopen. Tell us a little bit about all these insane things that we can treat with this pen.
Yes, so we've created our little journeys here. I've also got a bonus one, a hair journey that I'm going to also show you later on, but we've got an anti-aging, pigmentation, acne congestion, rosacea and telangiectasia, scarring, and then hair as well. But don't just think your skin journey is just limited to aging. And I think that's where people put this little bracket in. They just think, okay, collagen induction, that's all we're going to do. Collagen induction means aging. So that's what they put this bracket into. But really remember that we can treat multiple things, and it could be a slow journey, it could be a quick journey, depending on what you're treating, how the client is responding, how compliant they are as well. But also, and I know Denise and I are really big with this, and we haven't really added too much of this in here, but combining different treatments and also your skincare as well. So really making sure that we are cross-ticking a lot of those boxes to maximize. So let's just have a look at some of those different journeys that we can do. So if we've got our anti-aging journey here, again, we've got mild to advanced lines and wrinkles, age prevention, and advanced aging. Now, if we were looking more at that real mild aging, we might only do 0.4, 0.5 needling depth. We don't need to go too deep. We're really helping just control that wound. Remember, we've got that electroporation in there as well that's going to work really effectively. If we have maybe a really deeper line, you might only still go to 0.6, maybe 1, but I know that majority of our clients aren't going past 1. They don't need to, and most of them are saying it around that 0.6 sort of area as well. So you can really just work really with the client, and you don't have to work too aggressively. We're going to be able to get those results no matter what. But I love these. So these are some of our before and afters.
Yeah.
Sorry, Denise, what were you going to say?
That's literally just after 2 treatments with
2 treatments.
Yeah.
And look at the health of that skin. That's the first thing that I see is the health, the glow, the nutrition that is being put into that skin as well. So this is just straight needling treatments, and you can see that the lines are reduced. We've got all that cross link in there as well. But we're just getting such amazing, phenomenal results with this after 2. Can you imagine what a series of maybe 4 or 6 would have been?
The next favorite, please.
I love this. So this is 2 needling treatments combined with fusion mesotherapy cocktails. But look at this skin. 2 treatments on this guy, and you can see there's so much, he would have had even been out in the sun so much through there. But we have definitely reduced those lines and wrinkles, stimulated that collagen. We're softened up all that skin, the luminosity, glow, everything in this is amazing.
I think he looks 10 years younger.
I do too. So
Yeah.
can imagine again what a course would have been.
Yeah.
So this is 5 sessions of skin needling with our Mesopen and fusion together. So they've used a couple of different cocktails in this one. But you can see sometimes this skin condition can be a little bit more intimidating when they come through the door and you're like, what do I use and how can I get it? And am I going to get results with this?
Yeah.
But look at those, how phenomenal that is. It looks like they've just pulled off layers of that skin.
100%. I think what we all, for those of you that might not be familiar with what does collagen induction therapy do, maybe I'm just going to explain something really simply, Jess. I hope you don't mind me stepping in here because we're so used to talking about it. We know it's collagen induction, but like what it's like buying a new mattress for your skin, right? What we're doing is we're kind of thickening up the epidermis, right? So we get this beautiful push up underneath the skin and underneath the wrinkle, but we're also refining the surface and strengthening the epidermal barrier function if you're needling correctly and you're not being too aggressive, right, Jess? So you're getting this tightness and this juiciness but also this push-up effect underneath, and you can really see that on the skin because you can see how crepey her surface of her skin was there, and now look at it, right?
Look at the hydration.
Yes.
And the nutrients.
Incredible. Right, Jess, what else have you got for us there on pigmentation?
All right, so we're going to be able to look at all different types of pigment, like I mentioned before, epidermal, dermal, melasma, all of that, freckles, sun damage. But have a look at this with not only have we cleared up that pigmentation, well, not completely cleared it yet, it's 1 Mesopen treatment. So this is the start of the journey, but look at that after 1. So imagine if we're not only going to be able to lighten that even more, but potentially get rid of it after your series. And we've just evened out all that skin tone, that texture, everything has improved with this one. I think this spot over here, which you can see was there, is pretty much not there. You've got that one little dark spot, but look at that surrounding one. It's almost gone. And again, 1 treatment. And so think of your results with more.
100%. I love doing a needling treatment. Clients don't even blink at it because when we're treating pigment, Jess, right? The melanocyte, we don't even need to go up to 0.5. It's very shallow needling depth treating pigmentation like this. So it's a very, very comfortable treatment.
If you go 0.4, 0.5, that's where majority is sitting. If you go past that, you're actually going past our target zone. And people think with pigment, I need to go deeper. The deeper, the better. But you're actually causing all this trauma for no reason. So 0.4, 0.5 is perfect.
Nice shallow needle.
To all of this and the needle depths when we do our training. This is another great one. So this is again after 1 treatment. Look at that. That's just everybody's got that as they come in. That's just your general sun damage because they probably haven't had their sunscreen on or they've sweated it off in that area as well. So this is phenomenal result with lightening that.
Wow.
This one's great. So you can see it's a mix of pigment. They've got a little hyperpigmentation in here as well, post-inflammatory. And you can just see after 1 treatment, we're already getting that texture to be, that texture is smoother and it just is already lightened incredibly.
So Jess, tell us about the real results, because the good thing about needling is, right, you get that immediate result straight away, but the results start to get better and better after the weeks go on. How long
100%.
does it take the real key results, the end
so
result?
when we're looking at traditional collagen induction therapy, we're looking at 4 to 6 weeks and sometimes 3 months down, because remember, we've got to produce that new collagen and that new elastin, and it's got to form and lay down and build and strengthen. So all of that stuff can take time. So you will see after each treatment, it will progressively get better, but those full effects can take a month to 3 months to see those full results. So that's why even in doing a course, it builds and it builds and it builds and it builds, and then you get that beautiful long-lasting result. So depending on the condition, you do want to hit it multiple times. but you will not see that full effect for about that 1 month to 3 month mark.
Love that.
All right, so let's look at some acne and congestion. Now, I've noted here that acne, if it is pustular, is electroporation only. So please don't forget that part. But this is after a series of Mesopen treatments. You can see there's acne scarring, there's inflammation, there's enlarged pores, there's pustules, and we've been able to reduce all of this and clear it up. I still think you may need another series, but look at how much that has just flattened through there, and it doesn't look aggravated. So I love these results.
Great.
This one, I feel so sorry for her looking in her before picture with how inflamed and sore that looks. But you can see that that is quite pustular through there. It is almost like acne grades 3 and 4. You can almost see sometimes there's a little bit of tunneling from one to the other, but we can see that that has been reduced. So that started off with a bunch of just electroporation only, and then they went into needling once that was all reduced. But you can see through the chin that scarring is all broken up as well. So fantastic results with this one. And then this is just after 1 Mesopen treatment. So we have been able to reduce that post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. That oil flow has been reduced as well, and more even. That inflammation has gone through there, and the much more even skin tone.
Here comes the next one. I love this, my rosacea.
I feel like Denise should just do this one.
I wish I had my photos from when I did it, but just look at that. Like, people don't want to treat them skins, Jess. And I think
yes, 100%. People are scared.
Yeah, we want to give our clients and our talent partners confidence that you can really take control of skins like this within your clinic, and we can really help you.
Yeah. And I just think back to when I first started out in the industry, the only way of treating redness and rosacea was oatmeal mask. And it was just calming and soothing products, less treatment, less time, the less rule. But things have changed so much since then, and we can actually really get those results. And with all those other treatments, it was great for that next hour, but then that redness came straight back. So we're actually working on changing the skin, not just changing its appearance and helping its appearance. We're working at changing the way it's working and how effective it is. So you can see we've diffused a lot of that redness through there, and after 1 treatment, like 1.
And I just want to give a shout out. Thank you, everyone, for the great questions that are coming through. We are going to answer these. We're just going to get through a few more slides. Sammy's just posted a great question too, so I'm excited to answer all of them for you guys. Keep the questions coming.
So we'll race through a few of these because I know we are running a little bit late, but this is after 4 treatments with this, with the redness through there. This one here is after 6 with a combination of LED and pills, because we know we love combining treatments. And then if we look at our scarring here, so we've got different types of, this is some acne pitted scars through here. So this is after a series of treatment, we've been able to reduce that. Like, I love just this section through here. I don't know if you can see my cursor on the screen, but you can really see how much that is reduced, but also the pore size. Look at the pore size is amazing. This scar, so he's got a little scar through here. It looks like some type of accident or some type of trauma through there, and it's gone. So after 5 treatments, I cannot even see it anymore. It's completely gone. So don't forget, it's not just an acne scar. We can treat all scars. This is another one across the, I think it's the mouth, and this is after 1. So yes, this one needs a bit more, but look at that difference after that 1. It's flattened, and we've softened that after 1 treatment. Is amazing.
And look at the clarity and color in her skin. It's just gorgeous. Yeah.
This is another acne one as well. And then my favorite is the hair. So we have a lot of clients who do hair treatments. So don't forget about these clients, and don't think it is just men, because a lot of women are suffering from hair loss and hair thinning and alopecia, and a lot of them are disguising it. So have something there to talk to them about it and let them know that you can offer these treatments, because they are phenomenal. We've got some of our own team in here doing some internal case studies at the moment, and those before and afters on those are amazing. So stay tuned to those. But this is after one of our clients. She did this on her husband, And this is before and after. We've got the before mark, we've got the 5 treatment, and then we've got the 10 treatment mark. So they've just used their fusion with our Mesopen Pro, and look at those results. Absolutely phenomenal. I love this.
I really want to add, Jess, that is what's unique to our pen, though. These are doing fractional fusion mesotherapies. You wouldn't get the same result with the traditional needling pen. It's the combination of needling with electroporation allows us to be able to get these advanced results with our fusion cocktail. And obviously, if you really want to take hair treatment seriously within the clinic, it is a lucrative treatment, an investment for your business. It is a higher profit per treatment than your typical collagen induction. I just want to say that to our clients out there that are maybe thinking about it. Yes, there's not enough clinics offering hair loss treatments, in my opinion. And I'm going to tell you, my busiest clinics and the guys that are constantly can't keep it on the shelf are the ones that are offering hair treatments. It's such a big thing and a great area treatment to offer on your menu. But you would need some fusion with this. And what I love about the fusion products is they have the home care, the spray that they continue with. It's a whole complete service for the client. It's not just a needling treatment. It's their take-home serum, their spray, and obviously the we've got 2 products, one for alopecia and one for thinning hair as well, which I love. So there's different categories on how you can treat.
I think of post-pregnancy. Everyone's hair's falling out and they need that bit of strengthening cell nutrition in their hair, so you can still do it for those clients as well. It's not just men. But there's some great upgrade options, and I'm going to pass this back to Denise because I know she loves our upgrades and she's going to talk to you about some of these.
Thanks, Jess. I suppose, again, I want to really let people understand that this pen, when you're getting the most out of this pen, you should be using it as an upgrade and an add-on, not just as a standalone treatment on your menu. And we know in particular the areas of the biggest concern, when we look at statistically, 9 times out of 10 clients will say their biggest concerns are around their eye areas. And we've just got to remember that if we don't have them treatments on the menu, people will forget to ask for them or people won't book in for them. So I can't tell you how great this pen is at treating eye. Not only can you needle around the eye, and we have a special cocktail from Fusion for eye treatment, but you can also do a needle-free option and infuse eye masks with this pen. So remember that look at this, the skin around the eye area is 5 times thinner. It needs special attention, and you can really give it that with this pen.
And especially because you can lower that needle depth to 0.1, or 0.01. So we can get really quite low through there.
There's the neck. We all worry about the neck. Oh, it kills me. I see these beautiful faces walking around outside in Sydney, and then from here down, they look like they're 60, and from here to here, they look like they're 20. We forget about the neck and the deck, right? So yes. We do amazing neck and deck treatments with this pen. The next one's my favorite. Yeah, look at that.
You see that a lot because everyone wears their open t-shirt, their v-neck or their round. There's no sunscreen through there, and everyone forgets about their décolletage. So really remembering to look after that, because that skin ages just as much, if not more.
Absolutely. And Jess, let's talk a little bit about, let's just summarize what we've kind of gone through. I suppose it is quite simple with this pen. It is simple. It gives the clients a lot more diversity in treatment options than traditional pens. It is super safe. It's effective. It is immediate results from one treatment, but then, and it's unique that there's not many devices out there that will give you an instant result from the first treatment, and then the client's results get better and better and better and better and better. So that's one of the things that I love the most about our Mesopen, is that it's instant and long-lasting results. Again, minimal pain, because we're all about being progressive and not aggressive with this device. There's no downtime. Value for money. Let's talk about what clients really want: value for money, this especially now, especially in 2024. So look, this is the unique thing about this pen. You have 3 treatment offerings that you can have on your menu. You can do traditional collagen induction therapy. You can, and that's a 30 to 45-minute treatment on your menu. We typically recommend them in series. A lot of clinics will sell packs of 3 or packs of 6. Is that right, Jess? It's typically 3.
Generally, yes.
Yep. But this is what our pen is unique. What really stands it out is the fact that we can combine needling with electroporation and give you fractional fusion mesotherapy. You can charge a little bit more for that because it is a bit more niche and it's a more advanced. We always say, Jess, it's like needling on steroids, right? Because the results
100%.
are so much more advanced, but the downtime is less, right? Downtime is less. And then we've got that needle-free option for clients that are a little bit scared or have a bit of anxiety about needles, but you still need to elevate their results. Or if you've got them papular pustular rosacea skins or your active acne skins, you can still treat them with this pen. There is nobody that's going to walk through that door that cannot have a Mesopen treatment. And that's because of our beautiful needle-free mesotherapy tip. So there's some pricing on the screen for you. Why is it such a lucrative treatment? The return on investment from a pen like Mesopen is insane. We typically, it's a very high profit per minute treatment. On average, collagen induction therapy out there is about a profit per minute of $2.50, Jess. That's after your cost of goods, often. But we know that you can charge a little bit more for Mesopen because you've got an additional option. So you have the option to have traditional collagen induction and fractional. Fractional fusion mesotherapy profit per minute can start at $3.50. And I've seen it go as high as $4.50, believe it or not, especially for hair treatments. So that is a really high profit per minute treatment. And that's also based on a labor rate of about $30, but can go to $38 in some kind of senior therapist, but incredible. And our profit per minute, that dollar figure that you can take home on some of these treatments is about $190 for a 30-minute treatment. That is incredible return on investment. So, and remember, if you're using this device the way you should be, you'll be adding it into every treatment and every microcurrent and every microdermabrasion, every peel, every LED treatment on your menu if you're utilizing it enough. So yes, high return. Jess, do we have a few questions? I know it's 12 o'clock and this webinar was to end at 12, but I thought that if we had some
run through some of them, we may come back to you individually with for time, and for some of you who are on this and in my next webinar, I will be running a bit late, so just bear with me.
You want to go, Jess? We can go.
It's all good because I'm just having a look. Good to see a good time frame between the photos. Okay, so we can try and get some time frames in between those photos for you, Deborah. We'll come back to you with a couple of your other questions. One, I need a bit more clarification on your first question about having needles and slips. So if you can just send us a bit more clarification so I can answer that one correctly. Some of these are more fusion related, so we will maybe come back to you a little bit, I think, privately with these ones. Electroporation is a little bit similar to sonophoresis in terms of its infusing, but the current that it works with and the way it's delivering, it does deliver it slightly different into the skin. And because it is delivering at the same time, we wouldn't want to needle and then go over with sonophoresis at the end. It is doing it in conjunction together. So it does work as a product penetration, but it's a different current that it's putting into the skin and goes in different cell membrane.
And then just the last one, Jess, was that Hairmen discontinued from Sammy? And I can respond to everybody else's then in an email, but I think it's not discontinued. Sammy might have just had it might have just been out of stock, but it's it's really popular, but
and then so a few people have asked for pricing and more information, so we will definitely come back to you with that. Denise and our lovely business development managers will respond to you for that. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining us, and Denise, love working with you, so thank you for today.